All right, hello and welcome back to the Anime Happy Hour podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Jonathan, and tonight I'm joined here by my two co-hosts, Richie, staying number one for right now.
Hello. Jesus. Thank you very much.
Jake just called me a bitch, so, until I get a little nicer of a reception, he's going to stay last. So,
John, you are a bitch. Nothing I say is going to change that.
Man, I guess nothing's going to change you being in last, so. In case this is your first time joining us tonight, we are the Anime Happy Hour podcast. Every week we get together, have a drink, discuss the world of anime and what's going on in it. We also casually share our thoughts and opinions on various topics from episode to episode. So, a few disclaimers before we get started. Yeah, we're an anime podcast, but we're also an adult podcast, so there's going to be the occasional swearing, if you couldn't tell. We also discuss recent events from episodes both new and old. So here's your spoiler warning ahead of time. Lastly, these are our own opinions. If you got some opinions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. As I'm sure everybody has their own opinions. It happens.
Yeah, a lot of them are stupid.
Everybody else's opinions suck. Leave them in the comments. We'd love to hear from you guys, though. So any feedback you guys have regarding anything we got going on in the show, feel free to hit us up. Any of our social media or email. You can look up Anime Happy Hour Podcast on Facebook. You can email us at animehappyhour951@gmail.com. And you can also check all of our links at anchor.fm/happyanimehour03. Now, let's dive right into the show. As we do every single week, we got ourselves a drink, and we also have our weekly drunk translator here.
Yeah.
Jake?
Sticking to water again this week.
Yeah. Someone's got to get us through the outro, so it's your sole purpose now.
Damn.
Richie, what do you got going on tonight?
Yeah, sure. I'm drinking the same thing as last time. Good old Miller High Life. Can never go wrong with the champagne.
Damn, Kirky would be disappointed in you.
Well, it's, short week. Didn't feel like buying alcohol again. So, I figured I'd keep it the same.
I got those new Bud Light Seltzer hard sodas.
Oh, yeah? How are they?
They're not it at all.
Yeah. Any Bud Light anything is ass.
Duh.
It's true.
There's zero sugar, so it's got that like really crappy zero sugar aftertaste.
Yep.
And none of them do it for me. Not a single one.
Like Coke Zero. It tastes just like Coke. No, it fucking doesn't.
What I am excited for is the Mountain Dew ones. Mountain Dew Seltzers. Because they're getting done by Boston Beer Company and Pepsi. So
that'll be good. I
think they'll actually get done right.
Yeah, well, only time will tell.
It's supposed to be this month. We'll see. I found these new energy drinks, like all natural energy drinks at Walmart when I was going through. Alani? I don't know. They're pretty good, though. It's Hawaiian shaved ice. It's the flavor. And then I broke out the good old limoncello for Richie.
That's what we want to see, dude. I got a bottle of that in my kitchen. Should've
mixed it with some limoncello. So,
should mix that with your High Life.
Ooh, that would be a good combo.
Limoncello and anything's a good combo, pretty much.
Exactly.
Well, with that, we'll move right into our weekly show updates. Guess we'll start off with the big one, per usual. We've seen Demon Slayer.
Yeah. Jesus.
Oh my God.
Every week I'm like, this is top tier animation. We can't beat it. And then this week happened, and I'm like, well, shit. Like, this is probably one of my favorite ones so far. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, episode 19 of the first season was like the epitome of animation before this, and now it's obviously this episode.
Like, animation aside, like, this is probably like one of my favorite episodes this season. Hands down.
Yeah.
For sure.
Not everybody died. Surprise, surprise.
Not yet.
Not yet.
True. Still got
Big cliffhanger at the end of the episode. We only got one episode left, though. So.
Yeah, but it's going to be a 45-minute episode.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I'm hyped. Yeah, it should be good.
Should be a better 45-minute one than the first episode.
Well, yeah, somebody's dying, so.
Yeah, well. What's his name? Uzui?
Uzai,
Yeah.
Going off without his arm.
Yeah, literally just, like, catches his sword in between his armpit. Like, dude, absolutely baller.
Yeah.
The whole 9.
And then, we got Zenitsu. Obviously the most OP character in the show.
Yeah, they can only give him one move because he'd be too OP if not,
Yeah. Well,
Dude,
that's like
Godspeed.
the chicken and the egg thing. They only give him one move because he would be too OP, or is he too OP because he only has that one move?
Fair.
Never thought about it that way.
Well, the only reason he's so OP with that move is because that's the only one he could learn. So everyone was splitting their time with a bunch of different forms. He was only practicing one. That's why it's so powerful. And that's why he can do it in his sleep.
True. He was kicking ass for that shit this week.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the fact that she was just like, I've seen this move a million times. You ain't got me. You can't do shit. And then literally he's like, Godspeed. Like, it just like completely just wrecked. And about like Inosuke, who was just like, I can change my internal organs in my sleep. I don't know who the hell you think I am. Like,
Can't be surprised by anything from him anymore.
No.
As soon as he crawled through that freaking hole.
yeah. The beginning of the season. I know. I got like a few like texts the other night about like Demon Slayer. I was just like, well, I told Sabrina, I said, well, one more episode, so we should be getting dub coming pretty soon.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, what you call it? My Dress Up Darling's already dubbed.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of shows are doing that. They come out like halfway through or like in the beginning part of the season.
I mean, My Dress Up Darling's only like 5 in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's coming from Funimation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so Funimation
Does
all the dubbing. So shows that come out through Funimation, they dub pretty early.
Well, I guess we'll move into that now that we're...
Yeah. You watched it.
I did. Well, I watched the first few episodes. I haven't caught up on it yet. I was like, because I've seen so much shit on it. Like, I've seen posts, and you guys have talked about it. And I was just like, I feel like it's going to be one of those shows, like those ecchi, like, just like not it shows. And, I mean, it honestly surprised me. I mean, it has those moments. I feel like every anime has to. And, like, they force it, but...
Yeah, well,
I think
there's
it's done
nothing
right
wrong
as
with
far-
ecchi as long as it's done right.
Yeah. I think
it's
it's
definitely
like,
done right.
does slice of life well. Like, there's like enough slice of life / comedy in it to like be an easy show to watch, but like also have a solid like story.
Yeah, it's very true. It's super. I feel like it's super easy to watch. Like I think I watched the episode today and I couldn't believe like how fast it went. It was pretty good.
Yeah, for sure.
So what you're saying is now I have to take the plunge.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
I really didn't want to watch that show.
Me neither. Dude, and then today I was like, I gotta like catch up on a handful of shows, so I'm gonna like, or even some like new shows that came out this season that I haven't touched yet. I was like, I need to like hit some, and well, I said, why not? We might as well hit one that everybody's been talking about. So it's an easy watch, and it's one of the ones that's done well in dub too. Like, so it's like one of those shows you can watch it dubbed.
The animation
have
is
it on in
super
the
good on
background.
it.
Yeah, for real. Like, for being like a slice of life, like not really like anything crazy.
Like the way
The
that I
animation's
just like
done really well.
the way they do their like eyes and stuff, or like it's just
Yeah.
like so cool and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like early Attack on Titan eyes.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, I'm a fan. It's one of those shows that I could keep watching. I've also started.
Yeah, I was
what's
gonna say
that?
What about Tokyo 24th Ward? I heard you had some
Gripes.
business you wanted to talk about.
First of all, fuck the whole superhero premise they got going on here. The girl on the train tracks deliberately gets her leg stuck under a train. I literally lived on train tracks growing up. I don't think I ever even once got even close to getting my leg stuck between the ground and a rail, a train track rail.
Yeah, hey, it was just
to the point where I can't move it. Like,
you're also
never mind
not
for the
an
fact that
anime
for like
character.
20 I know.
It's very true.
Well, it's like a Superman or like any like some crazy stuff, but like still, that bugged the hell out of me. I don't know. I don't think it's a bad show. I don't think it does anything like spectacularly well, but I don't think it's a bad show either.
Well, the problem is every superhero superpower show now is going to be compared to My Hero.
True.
It doesn't even. They don't even have like crazy powers. I'm not even like, trying to compare it to that because to where I've gotten, they're the only three that like.
Yeah, they don't really have
those abilities.
Yeah, there's only a couple of people in the show. That
it really just like enhanced their like abilities that they already had, like made their bodies lighter and like more agile, and they like you can do this. Like honestly, my favorite guy is what is it, Ron?
Yeah, I think it was
Ran,
something like that.
Yeah, the hacker dude. Who literally just he literally has a belt that he wears at all times. He carries bottles of spray paint and energy drinks. Right? That's what he carries around with him and skateboards. You know?
Yeah. He's a pretty cool character.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad show. And the animation's not bad. Like, honestly, that scene just bugged me. Like, but I had also seen, like, the video, like a TikTok or something from that final scene where, like, she gets saved.
Yeah.
Like that whole like superhero scene at the end there where he like outruns the train and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Part of it being like an hour too for an episode, first episode.
True.
I think you easily could have split it. I think you could easily split it. I understand why they didn't, but you could have split it.
Oh yeah, easily.
And then maybe I wouldn't have felt the need to like want to be intrigued by it by 40 minutes in, and then I get something good out of it.
So there's definitely a lot of setup, and they get through a lot in that like first like 30, 40 minutes. But I don't know. The next couple episodes I think do the show pretty well. Like this week's episode was very good. It again had like a lot of like people dealing with moral, choices
Dilemmas,
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think it's worth watching, but
I'm gonna watch it. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna watch it because like there's a lot of shows that I didn't like in the beginning from last season. I mean, like Platinum Ends. There's a lot of. I mean, even what's the Kings one? Ranking of Kings.
Yeah.
Show got legit later on. Slow start.
True.
There's a lot of shows that had slow starts. Demon Slayer being one of them. But
Bleach.
Yeah. I can't even disagree with it now. I mean, like,
I didn't
those
like
episodes
Bleach until the Soul Society.
Those episodes hit a little different 20 years ago, One Piece's first few episodes hit a little differently.
I don't know. One Piece had a hell of a start. Romance Dawn is elite.
But, like, people enjoyed Bleach when it first came out, too. But, like, going back, like, we got so used to animation, these newer animations, over the last few years, that, like, going back and watching anything from the 90s is a little bit, like, tougher to watch.
I don't know. The thing about Bleach was the first arc was so boring. I skipped it entirely after the first few episodes and went straight to Soul Society. I went
Once
back later and
Society,
watched
it picks up and it's dope.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's important because it sets up a lot of the premise of the show.
Yeah. The show doesn't even start until Kenpachi shows up, let's be honest.
Yeah.
He's the real main character.
Kenpachi.
Yeah.
He's got one of my favorite, like, bankais, too. It's, like, top 2 favorite bankais.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen it yet, obviously.
Yeah. You'll like it because it gives you very much, like, Berserk vibes. when he gets to that like fight, his final fight. Well, I don't want to say final fight, but like he has a big part in the last arc. Huge part. But that being said, I did actually. So I started a new show, which honestly is a sleeper show that might be one of my like top picks from the season.
Okay.
Like if we're putting like the main big 3 to like to the side, like sleeper shows wise, Love of Kill.
Oh yeah.
Love of Kill.
Love
Correct.
of Kill. It's like one of my like favorite sleeper shows. I didn't even like notice it until I was kind of scrolling through like the updated episodes from like on the apps and stuff today. And this is kind of legit.
I've never even heard
How
of
many
it.
how many episodes have you watched? I haven't watched this week's episode. It's the only one.
1.5.
Okay.
I just started it like right before.
The beginning's very well done, and like it's such a good like mystery kind of like drama type of deal.
I just like the characters already. I mean, like
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
it's like two bounty hunter like assassins who like run into each other while like in this big fight in the beginning of the episode, and the guy who is like, I don't want to say big bad, but like he's like one of the most notorious like bounty hunters. He's got like a huge bounty on his head and shit. Was like, wow, you're pretty cute, and you're like the only one who's actually like stood a chance against me in a fight. Like, then he pins her down in a fight,
Of course.
and then goes,
Yeah.
"You're cute. What's your name? Let me get your number." He's like, "I don't have much of a love life now that everybody's hunting me. So like, how you doing?" And then like he just blows up her phone. Like, "What you doing today?" Like this and that. Like throughout the whole episode.
So what you're saying is now I don't have to watch the first episode.
It's well
Kinda.
done though, because I honestly thought that the action wasn't going to be as good as it was.
Yeah.
Like because it's like very well done, like animation and like hand-to-hand combat fight scenes too,
Oh, for sure. And
and it's
get
like
better,
gory too.
yeah, it's super gory.
It's definitely worth a watch. It's like I said, I didn't hear or see anything about it from anybody, and then I just kind of scrolled past it, and I was like, screw it, like let's watch it today, and I was surprised, pleasantly surprised. So I'm interested to see how it ends this season. But other than that, what else have I been watching? I finished our show for this week, obviously. Again. A little upset, but I'll get into that later.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And I started Jake's show for next week. So,
You mentioned Platinum End earlier,
yeah.
and when that was starting to come out, I didn't watch the show, but I read the synopsis, and that sounds like a huge cop-out off of the show we're talking about next week, story-wise. So let me know if they're similar.
No, they're not.
No? Sounds like the same basic plot from the synopsis of Platinum End.
No. There's nothing to do with like journals or seeing the future or anything.
Yeah, but the god making everyone fight.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of shows that are like that, like somebody that's going to take over God's place
Yeah.
once they're done. I've seen a handful of shows like that already. But as far as like the actual like episode to episode basis, there's not really that many similarities.
Yeah.
Which is good. They're both like they both have their own. Let's just say, dude, Yuna?
Yeah. Gasai?
Yeah. Crazy bitch, but
Yeah.
it's kind of
We
wild.
do love crazy bitches on this channel.
Yeah,
That
we
is
do.
the truth.
In real life,
Yeah.
Yep.
I would say, as Death's like one of my top waifus, but I would say she's little
Yuna
bit-
takes the cake.
she's a little bit too crazy for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got to be some bomb,
Well, I'm just here as someone who's seen the whole show. So I'm just not going to say anything else on it.
I'm about halfway through already. So
yeah. What I watched was caught up on Ari Ferretta.
Okay, so I tried. There was an issue with Funimation to where like the subtitles were like crazy delayed.
Yeah.
So like
Weird.
I tried watching it the other day. I tried watching it twice this weekend. And like the subtitles were just like crazy delayed from when they were talking. Like 15 to 20 seconds delayed.
I have not experienced that problem.
So like I haven't been able to like I was like it was annoying to the fact that like I just couldn't watch it yet.
Yeah.
But I tried starting it. I'll try again, maybe tonight, but
I mean, the story's still good. Yeah, I mean, like Richie for Death March read all the light novels. I read all the light novels for Ari Ferretta. So the story is phenomenal. The animation is much better than season 1.
it looked
With
it,
that
'cause
being
I saw the
said,
beginning.
it's not like great animation,
No,
but
no,
it blows
when you
season
put it
1
on
out of the water.
I was gonna say when you put it on comparison with season 1.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's way superior.
yeah.
I mean, like I said, I started it. I mean, and even just from like the intro, like few minutes and the start song and like the introduction to the show, like you could tell that it was a lot different than the first season. But
There's a few
Like I said, I could
monsters
only
that
make it a
kind of
few minutes
remind
in.
you of season 1 in the third episode.
PTSD.
but- yeah.
Like, which I kind of got, dude. You wanna know what? I kind of got those feels with Future Diary too. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, dude, the first like 5 minutes when he like went into like the other world, and like they showed like the god. I was like, Jake, come on.
I'm honestly, I haven't started it yet, but I haven't seen that show since high school, and I remember loving it. So I'm really hyped to pick it back up again.
No, it's not a bad show. I honestly,
I know
like,
it's
I'm
not a
somewhat
bad
surprised.
show, but
I'm surprised. Like I'm liking it more. But like within like the first 5 minutes, it was like that was crappy CGI, like
yeah,
animated, like, and the god just is the exact same way. It was just like a completely different basis, and I was like,
Yeah.
I literally said out loud the other night to myself, "What the fuck, Jake?"
well,
Like you knew that I was gonna bring it up.
yeah. I mean, I don't even remember that honestly, but he's not that big of a player in the show, anyways.
No,
I mean, he's the god, but you know what I mean.
yeah, it was just funny. I like verbally said it to myself the other night.
Yeah. Well, I do love Ari Ferretta, so I gotta throw that in there every once in a while.
Yeah. Anybody got any other shows we want to cover?
Attack on Titan was good again this week.
Yeah.
Not as
Yeah.
good as last week, but it was definitely cool to see what they were going.
Yeah, I mean,
Because it's like Aaron triumphing and stuff like that, doing pretty good job
over
so far.
Zeke.
Yeah. I don't know what happens, but it's probably gonna go bad. That's all I know.
Well,
Yeah, if anything in the show.
it's a very controversial ending between the manga community. So we'll see how you feel about it when it's over.
Yeah, I'll have to let you guys know.
My plan is to catch up on, this is what, episode 6? 7?
I think 6.
Okay. So I got a few more weeks. I can binge it all in like a night or two, catch up on it. And then this way we can all watch the last episode and give our final reviews.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, we could do, we could add that to the top tier list once the season's over.
We
Show
should.
will be over. Not that I really want to go back and rewatch it all right now, but
Yeah, that's
no
a little
slow
bit of a
period.
stretch being, like 70 episodes and compared to our 12 to 24
Just a
yeah,
few
I mean,
more.
in a
you
week.
can go on a, yeah,
Sure.
I feel that. Well, we were talking about like at one point maybe doing like a larger show and just doing them by arcs.
Yeah, we
So,
could
I mean,
do that.
We could do them
Wouldn't
by
be a
like,
terrible idea.
Yeah. Because I mean,
Well, I mean, if you want to
One
be
Piece is gonna be a
occupied
little
for the next year, we could do One Piece.
yeah. Well, that's what. Yeah, that's what I was saying. But there's a lot of shows that we could do that with. A lot of our big shows, I guess I should say.
However, some arcs in One Piece are like 120 episodes long, so
Yeah.
that might be a little tough for a week.
Just a little bit.
Not if you quit your job.
I got PTO.
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of.
We'll scrounge together all we have. We got to move in together.
Yep. I mean, I got a spare bedroom, you know?
Yeah.
We can make bunk beds.
Boom. There we go.
I just had that scene from Step Brothers flash through my mind.
Did we just
So much more room for activities.
No power tools. Any other shows before we move on?
No, I'm good.
No?
Nope.
Richie? Good? All right. Guess we'll move right into our news. Actually, just a quick update. We did get a few international viewers. I noticed.
Did we?
Yeah. Our current geographical location percentage is United States, 96%.
Solid.
Doesn't surprise me. We got a solid 3% from New South Wales, Australia.
Huh.
Okay.
That makes
we got
no
one
sense.
from and we got one from 1% in the UK in England. So
All right. Well, much appreciated.
yeah,
Thank you.
whoever's out there listening. It actually surprised me a little bit. We have like 3% of our listeners are on Google Podcast, which I don't even use Google Podcast to listen to it. So that kind of surprised me a little bit. We did, yeah. Did get a good spike too on the Erased episode. You know, a lot of people were a fan of that one. So
It's a good show to talk about.
Yeah, well. So is
I already
Future
recommended
Diary.
it. Yeah, I already recommended it to a few people. So, all right. Well, I guess with that, we'll move right into our news. First article we got going on. Some big news to start out the day. There's been a confirmation. Return of Rising of the Shield Hero officially confirmed for April 2022.
Solid.
Let's go. I'm hyped.
About time.
Wasn't it originally supposed to come out in like October and it got pushed back?
Yeah.
Correct.
I mean, I'm
But
cool
like I
with
said-
it as long as it's coming, but
I said that about. I mean, I say the same thing about video games as I say about shows. Like, if it's to the point where like it needs to be pushed back to be that much better, then I'm fine with it.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the last thing I want is it to come out like 6 months earlier and it just to disappoint me.
I'm hoping that's why it's been 2 years since we've gotten season 1 of Tower of God.
Yeah, keep your hopes up there, Jake.
It's already been unofficially confirmed.
Okay.
Just waiting on the
Keep your hopes
official
up.
confirmation.
You can't even look at yourself in the camera.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
just- you know exactly how it is.
I lost all hope, and then we got an unofficial confirmation, and now it's like, I'm back in it.
Yeah, well, it's just like dangling it.
Yeah,
You almost had it there. Gotta be quicker than that.
I'm waiting. Not very
I mean-
patiently.
I waited 10 years, so still managed to get it. So,
Yeah, but Tower of God's better than Bleach.
and on to the next one. I haven't drank enough today, Jake.
Well, start chugging, because I'm only getting
Well-
started.
We'll see. We're only into the news section for today, so. Second news article we got today. After the most recent successes of Attack on Titan, it's officially overcome Death Note as the most popular anime on my anime list, which is the world's largest anime and manga database. So that's
I'm surprised
Okay,
it
Joe.
just now passed Death Note. No offense to Death Note, but Attack on Titan has been much more internationally popular. I guess Death Note was for longer.
Yeah, I mean, Death Note's also had like longer of a like run. It's been out for a
Yeah.
while, so
Yeah.
I mean, over the years, it definitely could have picked up some. I mean, that's like one of those shows too that I feel like everybody starts out watching.
Yeah.
Like one of those like starter shows. Like I know a few people that's like the first show and only show they watch, but
I think Death Note sucks after L dies.
yeah.
Spoiler alert.
So I mean, yeah, for real.
I mean, the show's
It's been out
a
for
while,
years, you know.
Yeah, well, you know.
It's on you if you don't know.
One Piece has been out since the 90s, Richie. I still don't want to spoil it for you.
Hey, I appreciate it. You're a real gentleman.
But yeah, so that's pretty crazy, actually. Well, with that being said, though, most popular show over the last week.
Last
was
2
not
weeks.
Attack on Titan. 2 weeks.
Oh.
Wild guess on what it is? Jake, I'm willing to bet you know already. So
Yeah. It's
Richie, you
I don't know. I
you
don't
would
know
know.
the exact title of the show.
it's My Dress Up
is it?
Darling.
Yeah, that was gonna be my guess. It was My Dress Up Darling. But
It's been number 1 for the past 2 weeks. Attack on Titan's been number 2. Demon Slayer's been number 3.
okay.
Which is crazy that you get a slice of life like that to like
Yeah.
pop out above like these two huge big name.
Probably the 2
Yeah.
biggest name shows right now.
Yeah.
Like
oh,
sure.
for sure. I mean,
Wow.
it doesn't surprise me. The show's good, and like I feel like it's much more like
Yeah.
open to, like more people watching it than.
But Richie, look at how you described it. The show's
That's
good.
fair.
Nobody says Attack on Titan is good. Demon Slayer
Yeah.
is good.
Like those are like the most well known and like renowned shows
Yeah.
Yeah.
over the last few years. It's like taken the
Oh, yeah.
top
Oh, yeah.
list on so much shit like that, you know?
I guess I have
Crazy
to watch
thing.
it now.
Yeah.
It appears
You know.
so.
I really
Add to
did
those
not
numbers.
want to watch that show, dude. I saw it being so popular, and I was like, it's
I
kind of
don't
like
wanna-
Slime.
Yeah.
It's like Slime
for
was so
real.
popular.
Dude,
and I
how
was
long
just
did
like,
it
I
take you to
don't
get
want to
into
watch
Slime?
that. I did just till the first episode of the podcast.
Yeah, at least. And then a few weeks after that,
No, I watched it between episode 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
Well, that's funny too because I was talking to a friend the other night too, and they were just like, "I need show recommendations." I watched Hunter x Hunter, which is a great first show to watch.
Yeah. Pretty long
and
though.
Demon Slayer. Yeah, well, that and Demon Slayer. And I was like, "Well, I give you 2 options. One, Slime. You love Slime because that's like our most talked about show.
Yeah.
We love that show. Or if you want a good cry, you'll probably cry over Erased. So throw both
Good
of those
ideas.
on the list, you know? So they'll probably get back to me in a few weeks. Like, all right, I need another one.
I'm
Once
glad
start
you
down that
liked
rabbit
Erased so much, guy. I've been trying to preach
Dude,
it to you for years.
hole. Dude, I've had it on my list since it fucking originally came out years ago. And
It's a very good
I
show.
just finally got around to it.
Yeah, that was your first episode, wasn't it, Richie?
Correct. Yeah, my first real episode.
Was Erased?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you had your sub episode before that.
The sub, yeah.
Yeah.
But we didn't. There wasn't a show. It was just like the lineup.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the first show. Yep. But that's like one of our top rated, isn't it?
It's either
It is.
first or second, that and Magus Bride.
I think that top Magus Bride, because this was like an 8.9, wasn't it? Or something like that, an 8.8.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Magus Bride,
Yeah.
I think, was like
It was
an
like an
8.2,
8.2. Yeah.
Yeah.
which is trash. That show sucks for anyone listening. Only watch episode 4, 5, and 6.
Bring Kirky
We've
back
had
real
this
quick.
discussion.
Bring Kirky into the mix real quick.
I don't want to hurt his feelings. I did enough of that during the Magus Bride podcast episode.
Yeah. I mean, we came out here hurting feelings all last week on Richie's show, so
That show deserved it.
Yeah.
it's still placed lower than the show that we gave Kirk shit for weeks on. So I can't really, like, you know.
It's fair. We were brutal, but it deserved it, in my opinion.
We were railing Kirk for weeks on how bad his show is, and
The difference
Richie
is
just had to show out.
difference is Vegas Bride's a good show. I just hated it.
True.
Vegas Bride, I mean, it got recognized on like a large scale, so it's not like it was like like,
It's just one or two things. Either I wasn't in the mindset to watch that show, or it just wasn't for me. And it is for a lot of other people. But I thought it was, and you can quote me on this, the most boring show I've ever watched.
That show might be coming up in my draft list, honestly. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know? Spoiler warning. Well, I guess we're moving. And it's kind of been a short news week here. So we got our last article going today. The fate of the Black Clover movie is kind of being questioned a lot by fans. The franchise failed to get a stage at the Anime Japan 2022 convention. They went on a hiatus, and there's been little to no information on the movie other than the announcement, and that was expected to be out at the end of 2021, which ultimately got pushed back to summer of 2022. Seems to be a lot of money issues going on regarding the Black Clover Studios over the last few years. So we'll be interested to see if it manages to come out.
That's
Or even
interesting.
if they finish it.
It doesn't seem
'Cause I
like
feel
Black
like-
Clover's gotten any less popular than it has been.
I feel like the later seasons and arcs were like the best received.
Yeah. Personally,
So
I like the my favorite arc is the underwater one.
Oh, the temple or whatever.
Yeah.
They go and
And like
retrieve
the
stuff.
40 episode 40 range.
Yeah.
But that's probably because I watched that first and then I read the manga for everything else. So I already knew what was happening.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I mean, like, I feel like, the whole elf,
Yeah.
like the elven, like, invasion and everything, like when they were in the Magic Kingdom,
Yeah.
like, that was a crazy, like, all of that was crazy. Fighting the king and everything else, it was just, and even, like, the newer arcs, when they managed to, they had the time skip, and Asta finally, like, becomes one with this demon.
Yeah.
Like, just becomes badass as hell.
I'm not there yet. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
Wait, how far are you?
I just watched this last episode was where they fought the demon and he like
In the,
has like the new blade or whatever and like cuts it in half. Like it's the very end. Like Yami's cut
The
it.
Dimension
like,
Slash?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like right after that part.
Oh, okay. So you're just
I
finishing
think
up the invasion.
Yes. They're all like fighting on the same side, the elves and
Yep.
the Royal Knights and stuff. It was pretty cool.
The
Dude,
next
I honestly love the last arc.
the next arc after that is one of my favorites too.
Yeah, with the
selection.
the trio. Oh, true. Yep. I know what you're talking about. I was talking like with the three. They like run which game?
The Royal
Diamond
Knight
Kingdom?
selection.
No. I was talking about the
I know
three
what
that
you're
are
talking
like. Is it the Diamond Kingdom or the Spade Kingdom?
Oh, no, it's the Diamond Kingdom.
Diamond Kingdom. The people who are like running the Diamond Kingdom, they're like all demons and shit.
That's way after, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Because I'm
I think it
almost
runs
positive
together,
the next
doesn't it?
one is the Royal Knight selection.
What I'm watching, right? Like after what?
After they take down the elves and that demon is the Royal Knight selection.
That already is. Like where they face each other, right? In like 3v3 or whatever.
Yeah.
That already
That was
happened.
before
That was
the
before.
war.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they do make an extra team after the fact. So like people that were like important to that like war become part of like a separate squad for future endeavors.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because the next one is when they start dealing with the Diamond Kingdom. And
They say that hasn't happened in what I've watched yet. So
yeah, that's coming after. They deal with the Diamond Kingdom, and then they deal with another kingdom that like they partner with.
Mm-hmm.
They work together with, and you have like big power jumps and stuff, and they call training arcs and stuff like that. So, dude, it's like one of my favorites because it's got one of the sickest fights in it. It's up there. It's up there with the what you call it when the king and what you call it fight the alpha fight.
Patry and the wizard. Yeah, they fight each other.
Julius Novachrono.
Julius. Yeah,
that is a sick fight. That is that. Yeah,
wild fight.
He's got one of the coolest powers in the show.
Oh, 100%. The time one.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that show slept on. I really didn't think it got as much of a.
That's because nobody
following.
can get past like the first 2 episodes of Asta screaming.
Yeah,
that's true.
Once
it's
you
very
get past,
tough to break through.
Once you get past, honestly, the first arc.
Yeah.
I think the first arc is a little slow.
I think as soon as he gets to the Black Bulls, like base, that's when it becomes good.
I don't know. Even that first dungeon they go into, though, I wasn't like a huge fan of.
Yeah.
Where they like fought the diamond guy, who was like trying to steal
the underwater temple one.
You didn't like that one? No, it was before the underwater temple.
Oh, was that?
It's when they fought.
You're right.
What's his
one
name?
of the other teams, right?
No, it was from.
No, it was the Diamond Kingdom.
The Diamond Kingdom.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that good. Like, I didn't think it was bad, but like, I think in comparison to the rest of the show, I don't think it was as good as.
Oh yeah, obviously it's like the second arc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it gets worse over like new arcs, you know.
Yeah.
Tokyo Ghoul.
Bleach.
Yikes. Okay.
Tokyo. Yeah, you already said it before this, earlier in this episode, that it's a bad start, but it picks up.
Yeah, well, I just want to get you going.
Yeah. We don't need Kirky here to.
Well, after Waco Mundo, it sucks.
There is an arc in there that does suck. I'm not gonna lie. There's like a middle arc, filler arc that's not that good.
I didn't watch any of the filler.
Like actual canon.
I'm talking about when we come back. We talked about this last week. When we come back from Waco Mundo, and you got all the nobodies fighting in fake Karakura Town, and it's like I don't give a shit about any of these fights.
Dude, it's not that bad. I think it's really good. I like it. Dude, even like the last few fights. When you got like the head captain and you got the sleeper card from Waco Mundo coming out from the sky.
Yeah, I didn't make it that far.
Yeah, exactly.
I got like a few episodes into the people I don't even remember fighting, and I was like, I'm gonna watch something else.
Telling you got to finish it out.
Yeah,
it's got some wild fights in there.
I think I'm cool if the show just ended at Waco Mundo. Ulquiorra being the final boss.
Even if you skip that, watch just like the last few episodes of that arc with the whole Aizen shit in the middle there. Skip the middle filler arc. That sucks where he loses his powers. It's just kind of annoying. And then there's like a Fullbringer arc, which isn't that good. It's okay. But you definitely need to watch the newest arc. We'll talk about that when that comes out. But
all right.
Even if you skip the rest of it and just start the newest arc, like, or read it.
I was thinking about reading it. I've read up through Waco Mundo too, so I might
honestly,
just
if you skip the rest of it, read it, start with the newest arc, or the last arc. The last arc will get you excited for the final. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you'll actually enjoy the last arc. And I know how you feel about the show, so that's saying a lot.
What do you mean how I feel about the show? I love Bleach.
Sure you do, buddy.
I do.
This dude is all over the fucking place.
No, I just say bad things about it because it gets John going.
That's fair.
One of these weeks, we need to get Kirky to fill back in one of these weeks and just, like, I'm not going to do anything but let Kirky talk shit about One Piece.
Kirky can say whatever he wants. Doesn't change that One Piece is the greatest story of all time.
Or wait a few weeks, get you drinking again or something, and then get you both going on a tangent. When you come up here to visit, maybe we'll all do an in-person recording and everything. And
during Kirky's hiatus, One Piece is no longer the shit-on show. It's now Bleach.
Yeah. I need Richie to catch up a bit.
Yeah, I'll put it on my list. I'll add it to the 3 shows I watch, 1 episode a day of.
The million shows that we got to watch over the next.
Yeah, Richie, you need to change that and watch about 30 episodes of One Piece a day.
Oh, okay.
You need
it's tempting.
You need to do it in a timely manner.
I'll get through it in about 3 years, but
it's his busiest time of year for work, and you know what, PTO sounds good to me.
Just quit your job.
Yeah, I don't.
There's important things in life, and then there's work.
True.
Work's not going to lose any money without you.
Yeah,
they just go on with their lives.
Very true.
Full-time podcast.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, well,
we got international listeners, Richie.
Okay.
We're big time now.
You're right. You do. We have crossed borders, so
4 more listeners and we can start getting sponsorships. So 4 listeners and we can get sponsorships. So
yeah, I'm sure someone will sponsor us.
Yeah, Kirky's hopefully doing his little side project for us. So we'll see how that goes. But all right, well, before we get too far off track, as if we haven't already.
I was thinking we were going a little fast on this episode. We should definitely throw some side roads into this.
Oh, we'll get there. I'm sure they'll come up.
Yeah, I mean, we're 40 minutes in. We still got 2 topics left to go, so we're about on pace. This week's main topic, returning per usual. We got another week of Top Tier or Steer Clear, where we take a show of choice every week, rate it, 3 different categories: plot, character, and art/animation. Then we compare it to shows we covered over previous weeks. Usually it's a show that's come to its conclusion, whether we want it to or not. This week's show choice was for yours truly. Show's called Gangsta. It originally aired in July of 2015, ran for 12 episodes, before coming to a season conclusion and never getting picked back up due to bankruptcy and health concerns of the author and producer. Kind of had a few shows on that level at this point.
Yeah.
Why do all my favorite shows never get continued?
Well, that seems like a problem with you.
True.
Hey, I mean, this has good marks on this show.
Bleach is getting continued. Wait another 10 years, maybe this will get it.
I'm not going to hold my breath. It's been, at least 10 years since Dead Man.
Yeah, it's true. There's no hope for Dead Man.
I don't know if there's hope for this. Then again, 2015 is relatively newer of a show.
What, 7 years ago? Almost.
Shit, has it been that long?
Yeah.
It aired when we graduated high school.
It's true.
Well, I graduated high school.
Yeah, me too.
Not me.
Yeah, Richie's a little younger. He's the baby of the group.
Just 1 year ahead. I guess.
I'm going to butcher this name, so I'm just going to let it go. In the city of
Gastelum.
Gastelum.
You should really watch it in dub, John. Teaches you how to pronounce
You really
stuff.
should.
I did watch it in dubbed, actually. I'm not going to lie.
How do you not know how to pronounce it?
Because it just slides through so easily that it doesn't even, you don't even notice it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
All right.
It's a shady, vial-filled city with made men and petty thieves, whores on the make and cops on the take. Wow, that's a nice little rhyme there. There's some deeds too dirty for even the jaded inhabitants to touch. They enter the handymen, Nick and Warwick, who take care of jobs no one else will handle. until the day when a cop they know on the force requests their help in taking down a new gang muscling in on the territory of a top mafia family. It seems like business as usual, but the handymen are about to find out this is a job is a lot more than they're bargaining for. I guess, seeing how it's my show, I'll start her out with a plot here. Jesus Christ.
Let's hear it.
Honestly, 8.5.
That's fair.
I'm putting it right up there. I loved the plot. I think that they did. I'd honestly put it at a 9 or a 9.5 if we didn't get an abrupt ending to everything.
Yeah.
And it just leaving us completely hanging.
Like 10 plot lines, open-ended.
I wouldn't say 10, a handful of plot lines open-ended, but I think this show did a proper job of covering all of the side characters well enough with a backstory, while not dragging it along, as well as giving a good enough backstory for all the main characters, like the top two main characters, or Nick and Warwick. Mm-hmm. Like, everything that happened during their childhood and why they are the way they are and how they grew up to be who they are, without there's still
some questions there that I'm assuming we would have gotten in a season 2.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Alex being one of them.
Yep, and we'll never see her and her brother see each other again.
Her and her brother. Yep.
Nope.
But I think that they did a proper job of taking care of a lot of the big plot points.
Yeah, that's what sucks so much, is they did such a good job of investing you in all of these storylines and all these characters. And then that ending.
Oof.
Ending was great. We just never got
another
ending, season.
Ending was great if you're expecting to get another season. Rewatch this time, it ended, and I was like, wait. What?
Is that it? I literally looked everywhere. To the point where, I need to go read the manga.
Yeah.
So I can go get answers.
I went and started to read the manga back when I first watched it a couple years ago, and it wasn't very much further than the show. I don't know where it's at now. That had to be 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, no, I need answers, so I'm definitely going to have to go back and read the manga.
Yeah.
It's another one of those shows where, take my money. I don't care what it takes. Just, let me get another season.
Oh, my God.
Because they ended in the middle of a war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally in the middle of a war. We finally thought we were going to see, the leader of the guild fight. She's just badass as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, yeah.
And then her, number 2, also badass as hell.
Yeah.
I finally thought we were going to get something legit, which, given, the show is legit. It's not top tier animation as far as, the fights go.
It was pretty good for the time.
It wasn't bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
It didn't, but it, emotionally invested me way more than I wanted it to. But like I said, a lot of our gripes with a lot of shows have always been, the lack of, subcontext. The lack of not knowing what's going on, or powers and how they became, where they came from and what everything is based off of.
Yeah.
But I think this show did a well enough job to put those details in, but not take enough time to make it annoying.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
Jake, I guess we'll just slide right into you real quick.
I think you gave this way too high of a score at 8.5. I'm going to give it an 8.
Oh boy.
I would have given it an 8.5, but once again, lack of season 2.
Yeah.
Which is nothing wrong with the show. It's all the other extra shit outside of the actual anime. But, we just talked about it. I think the plot is phenomenal. And I don't know, man. I need to know what happens. That ending was like we spent 12 episodes really getting you into the show, and now shit's popping off. let's take a break here and never come back to it.
Yep.
It's brutal.
Let's see. Richie.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I don't think there's much I can add. Like this, it was just so good, leaving you wanting for more. But obviously, that's never gonna happen. I just gotta say, so since we were left there, rip to my man Doug. I love that guy.
Dude, Doug was a legit.
Doug was the dude. Even on his way out, like it made me shed a tear.
Oh,
like,
it's terrible. That
the
was
point
the
where,
one person I didn't want to see die was Doug, and bam, out of nowhere, he's gone. Well, but yeah, it's crazy.
And he didn't even get the chance to put up a fight.
No, he had no clue what was happening, and it was over.
And well, that's the crazy part is too. Like earlier in the show, like that was one of the big fights.
Yeah,
but was between Nick and Doug, and it was like they were going back and forth. Like it was a close fight, and who knows how it would have ended if it wasn't interrupted. But like he was portrayed as such like this big bad like dope fighter, and then just like that he gets wiped by like these hunters, and that's a big like plot hole that I just really need to like be filled in on. Is like this band of hunters that were like these huge players in the game like 10 years ago.
Yeah, well, they're normals with the powers of Twilights, but they don't need the Celebrator. My thing is because the second in command of the guild, what's her name? Looked like she could hold her own at the end there.
Ginger?
Yeah. And she's an S5. And Doug and Nick are A0s. And it just looks like between an A0 and an S5, there is just a substantial gap.
Yeah. Huge.
Yeah.
Well, even her other, like, the, like, mercenary leader, the guy with the missing leg, that was also in the room with the guild leader and Ginger at the end there. Like, he seems to be able to hold his own, too. Like, you know? Mm-hmm. So, like, it'd be interesting to see, like, him in action. Or, like, seeing the conclusion of whatever happened with, like, Marco. And because we already know that Marco used to be one of the hunters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that he got out of that. And, like, this is all... A big part of it is retaliation. For what's going on. Dude, there's just so many plot holes that I really need to
It's not that they're plot holes either. It's just that they never got a chance to continue.
Yes.
Exactly.
And that's the problem. Because this show does so well in filling in those plot points. And I think they would have done it perfectly if we got another season.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
And that's what bugs me the most. Like the whole thing with Delico and his sister. Being separated. And now she's just like... Oh, man.
Warwick being stabbed at the very end.
Oh, yeah. Warwick on the brink of death.
Warwick just dying in the end of the episode.
Who knows where Nico is? Like
Nico's on his way because he got picked up from the shop.
And
And he was on his way.
But he's not going there. He's not going to the Monroe house. He's going
to protect.
Yeah, the Cristiano leader.
The chick. But I feel like as soon as he gets there, there's something that's going to go down.
Well, then that leaves the huge question of the show. Does Nick view Warwick as a friend or just his contract owner?
True.
Which it's very back and forth. I mean...
Yeah, like I think it could go either way. I hope that he sees them as friends, but you never know.
Yeah, because like throughout the show, he jokes around about like that he doesn't give a shit about Twilights.
Yeah,
he wishes all the Twilights were dead in the first place.
And we saw from his past
that he literally said, "You're not getting out of this that easy by killing yourself. You're gonna be miserable. You're gonna live your life in miserable."
So it's like I want to know what the true dynamic is, because Warwick also sticks up for him like nobody else when that bitch in the brothel was mouthing off about Nick. He threatened to kill her.
Yeah. He wilded out. And I think he has a sick ability, too, just being like...
Yeah, that is pretty dope.
Like, the fact that he can... And I like the fact that, like, there's nothing, like, crazily overpowered in this show.
Yeah.
It's just physical strength, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like... Nobody has a crazy superpower. Nothing is, like... Nobody can shoot flames from their hands or, like... Nothing stupid. Some people are just, like... more overpowered than others, which, I mean, in real life, too. I mean...
Not to that extent, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Not to that extent, but, like, some people are just faster and quicker than others, but, like, I mean, like, you deal with Nick a lot, being just overdosing on all these drugs so that he, like, doesn't feel pain every time he goes into a fight, you know? Or the fact that, calls him a faker, because...
Yeah.
He just...
Galahad,
yeah. I don't know. I think this show is really well done. And that's why it bugs me as much as it does.
We've been talking about the characters for a while now. What's your
I was going
character
to slide
score?
right into that. 9. Easy 9 out of me.
Yeah.
I think that they, like we've talked about a few times, I think they do a really good job at setting the scene with every character that they put into it. Other than a few like that were introduced later on into the show, but I think they do a good job at backstories. They do a good job at setting the scene. I think they do a good job at like development and the way that like they interact with all the other characters. I don't think there's really a character that I dislike as far as like the way it was handled, as far as the main characters and even some of the side characters are concerned.
Yeah,
like Granny.
Oh, what a heart.
Or her daughter that you didn't really expect to come out of right field and has been married to Marco the whole time.
Granddaughter, yeah.
Granddaughter, sorry.
Good old Constance.
Yep.
Apparently Marco
That's another plot.
And the Destroyers are responsible for her son and daughter-in-law's death, which would be Constance's parents.
Yep.
Which Granny was saying, do you know what she had to overcome to be with you? So it's like, no, I don't know what she had to overcome. Tell me.
I'll never know.
Which, I'm going to have to find it after this and just bookmark it so I can get to it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Jake.
I gave the characters a 9.5. I think they're by far the strongest point of this really good show. We've already talked about it. The main characters, the side characters, everything is set up really good. You want to know what's going on with each of these characters. There's not really a character you don't care about, or at least aren't interested in.
Yeah. Richie.
That makes sense. I would give them, I think, a 9.3. They also handle a lot of characters differently than most. Like Nico's deaf, and Warwick's a male prostitute. That's not stuff that's very well represented. So it's cool how they incorporate that into the show and really make it a good sticking point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, given the whole city is it's a gang, drug, sex infested city with shady cops and everything's getting pushed off to these mob bosses and it's run by 4 mob families.
Yeah.
So I mean that's just part of it, but it makes them more of I think it makes them more human, the way that they're portrayed, being a gigolo, being being this got contract for hire, just one of those big, I think it's really well done. I guess with that we'll move right into our animation. Jake?
I gave it an 8. The animation wasn't as good as I remember. It was still phenomenal, but there's some moments where it's not great, and there are other moments where I was really, really impressed.
You
that makes a lot of sense.
Or 8?
8.
8. Richie.
Yeah, I think go with an 8 as well. Like, there's not really much I can add on to Jake's explanation. Like, it was very well done for the time as well. I think like they made things a lot clear. I did also like how like the background was very like it was very dark and very seedy, and it really set the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So that really helped bring out the rest of the animation, in my opinion. Especially like all the rainy scenes and stuff. I really liked when those were well done.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. They're both of you on that. I just gave it a flat 8. I mean, they reused a lot of it. There was a very bland back scene. It was like the same backdrop the whole show, pretty much.
Yeah, but I think that fits for the theme.
Yes. But yeah, like I said, there's some fights, there's some like areas that like aren't overly well done.
Yeah.
But I do think that there's a lot of like. But I like the gore they put into it. I like the animation of like all the characters. Everybody kind of had their own feel to them. Like even the Twilights.
Yeah.
Just being, I mean, because you had Twilights who were
normal,
just regular, normal human. Well, not human, but normal, like male, female, kids.
Yeah, just normal
children,
people who happen to be Twilights.
Yeah. Who are tagged. That just get hunted down for being who they are.
Yeah.
You know? So I think they did a really good job in that aspect. And like I said, I mean, you got to compare it to other shows as far as art's concerned.
Yeah, with this new episode of Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
The new 10 for animation that we're comparing everything to.
If we're putting the show on a... We put it on. We started Demon Slayer and work our way down.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the... Because we're doing animation also considers like the music and all that stuff. This has one of my favorite ending themes of any show.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the beginning, too.
Yeah, I like the opening, but the ending was, like, great. It's like, normally I watch the openings, and unless the ending's phenomenal, I don't really pay attention to it. But this one, I watch the ending every single time.
Well, this ended up being right on the peak. Just like, I think this is one of the top. It is the top. Or even tied.
Number 2, right?
Is it number 2?
I thought it was 8.
Was it 8-9? Is it 8-9? I didn't think it was that high, but
I'm pretty sure Erased is an 8-9.
Okay, this is an 8-6, so
8-6.
Pretty good.
8-6.
Better than Mega Sprite.
Honestly, I think it could have been in like the 9s if we got a conclusion. Easy in the
If
9s.
we got a second season that was like the first and tied off some of these loose ends, it could have been a 9.
Easily.
The ending's the worst part about this show. Just because
Yes.
it just ends.
Yeah, there's all the cliffhangers and stuff.
Well, with that, another week in the books as far as our top tier. This is definitely one of our top tier shows.
Yeah.
It's not a steer clear, so
Yeah. Finally bouncing back, it appears, after a couple of rough weeks.
For anyone who hasn't listened to the past few episodes, do not ever waste your time watching Knights and Magic.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kirk, it had to be said.
yeah, the last few weeks have been a little rough, but you know, it gets like that sometimes. You know, they can't all be top tier shows. You know,
It's true.
I think the next few weeks will go pretty well, actually.
Well, we've been
competitive.
doing this for like 10 weeks now, and most of our shows fall in the 6s. Now we got our third 8 and above.
Yep. Yeah, we had a lot of 6s and 7s for a while.
Yeah.
We got a handful of 5s too now, though.
Yeah, what do we got? 2 5s?
2 or 3.
It's not too bad. Out of all the shows, if only 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might have to add them all to like a form.
Yeah.
Like,
True.
add them all to one of our docs so that we just have easy access to all the scores.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I think we got a good few weeks coming up. You know,
I'm
trying
very
to decide
interested to get your guys' take on my next show. Because I think it's a little strange and a little out there, but I think it's pretty decent.
I really
Yeah,
enjoy
with that.
Strange and Out There if it's done well.
Yeah.
But it can
For sure.
very much not be done well.
Yes.
It gives me very Ari Ferretta vibes, but it not the story wise. It's the animation, and I'm sure that makes a lot of sense to you guys.
That's not a good.
That's not a. You're really not helping
you're
your
not
case
selling
here
it.
at all.
I know. Hey, I never meant to sell it. I'm just putting it out there.
Richie, you can't give us two fives. We'll see how this one turns out, but you can't be throwing fives at us like this.
Yeah.
You know?
Someone's got to bring the average down.
What was it even? What was your next show? Deep Insanity?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, looking at it, I think Richie froze.
Yeah, he did.
But I guess we'll move right into our. Hope he figures it out in the next few minutes. But we're gonna move into our draft. I gotta look up our draft real quick.
Yeah, see who won.
I think it was pretty close. Let me look at our.
You there, Richie?
There you go.
Yeah, I'm there. Sorry, my computer just froze. I literally didn't touch anything, didn't do anything, and it just.
I know. We were like talking. We were like, I think he froze a little bit, but
Yeah, which also
We
makes
filled up some
no
time.
sense because my internet box is about 3 inches from my laptop.
yeah. Well, plug it in.
True.
Hardwire that.
Tell you what, Richie, you pay for my flight and my services. I'll come up there and fix your computer for you.
All right. So I'm sure
He
that's
does
a
get-
fair deal.
Yeah. I mean, you're the one living in an expensive apartment here, you know?
That is true.
Let me see what we got going on here. Jake, taking number 1 this week.
Yeah, we knew that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Better than
I took
last week.
I took last this week. I expected this much.
Yeah.
I didn't exactly choose the most mainstream of picks last week, so.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, so Jake gets to pick our order this week. This week we are covering our favorite fire users.
This is our favorite, not the strongest.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
That's an important distinction.
True.
John, where do you want to be in the draft?
I'm letting you choose. You know?
Yeah, I know I'm choosing, but where do you want to be?
Surprise me.
No,
I'm not too picky.
I was going to give you the opposite of what you chose.
Yeah, I figured. It's never as simple as where do you want to be, so I'm not even going to bother.
I'm going to make Richie first. I'll be third, and John, you're
Okay.
second.
Second again.
First is a tough choice.
Yep.
You gotta wait 4 picks for it to come
You
back.
want to know what you got to do, Richie?
I kind of want to be a
There-
dick to Jake. I
You
really
know
kinda
who
want
you
be a
have to
dick.
pick,
Yeah,
Richie.
You can pick.
You know
just
who you-
know that I put you first to remove the temptation of me picking who I think you'll choose.
My first pick, my favorite fire user of all time is Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho.
That's what I thought. That's why I put you
I-
first.
It's a good. Get rid of the temptation. It's not even on the
Yeah.
cards. Dude, the
I
black
mean-
flames from hell.
Oh, yeah.
So sick.
He is
I might-
so dope.
Darkness flame.
Well, you know I have to do it, Jake.
I know.
Just because I know if you were ahead of me, it's what happened last week. You were going to take mine if I, we're going to have to go with Ace
Yeah.
in One Piece.
Okay.
That's fair.
I mean, there's a few One Piece users
Yeah, well,
they're on the list.
if you pick Ace, I'll have to pick Sabo.
Okay. I expected either Sabo or Sanji.
Yeah, well, Sanji's cool and all, but he's no Miro Miro.
It's the same double fruit, technically,
Yeah.
so
True.
same, yeah.
We
different way.
won't say anything else on it for for some of us in this podcast.
For Richie's sake.
My second pick's going to be Tachi Uchiha.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Where do I want to go with this? Might have to choose. I know there's a few that are going to make us. You know what? We're going to throw a curveball in here. Charizard.
Okay. That's fair. One of the most recognizable fire users by anyone.
You know, I was
like anime watchers.
Yeah. You know, we don't give Pokemon its dues sometimes.
No, we do not.
Richie, you get 2.
All right, we got to go with Shinra. Shinra Kusakabe.
Solid.
Okay.
And I think I'll take Endeavor from My Hero.
Oh.
What a good... I just think he's such a well-done character.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even thinking that, so that's a solid... It's a solid pickup. Let's do... Yamamoto from Bleach.
Knew that was coming.
True. Unless you took
Dude, literally one of the dopest Bankais out there.
Yeah, well.
Literally not a single person can breathe or survive when he activates his Bankai because of how hot it is. More hot than the sun itself.
If we want to go that route,
Oh, okay.
if we want to go that route, I'll have to choose the Lion Sin of Pride.
I was hoping
okay.
you wouldn't pick him.
Escanor. My next pick, I got a lot to choose from. Oh man, I won't do that this early. I'm gonna go with Rengoku.
Yes.
What a bastard.
Oh well, sorry, sucks to suck.
There's two people on the list.
Huh. There's a few that I kind of want to put up here. I don't know if they're making it back or not. It's the only problem. Where do I want to go with this one? Guess we'll do Natsu.
Natsu Drag Meal.
Yeah.
I wanted to choose him, but I just can't bring myself to pick anything from Fairy Tail.
I know. I tried my best not to, but he's just so well known. I kind of had to.
Yeah.
You know? All right. Last one, Richie. Last 2, I mean.
I'm going to take Marileona from Black Clover. I guess you saying?
Yeah. Mario Leona.
Fuegoleon's sister?
Yeah.
Literally, like the hardest names ever to pronounce.
Hey, you're going to have to correct it one time.
Yeah.
I don't have the spelling right here, but
I don't even think I'll have to look it up.
I usually do it before I switch it over.
My other one, let's go with Avdol from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Okay.
I don't think I'm winning this week, boys. Not going to lie to you.
There's a good chance.
I don't know. I mean, you pick JoJo, anything can happen. There's a lot of JoJo fans.
Yeah. And My Hero fans, you know?
True.
I'm going to throw my last one in here. We're going to go with Roy Mustang. Full Metal.
I figured you would pick him second.
Yeah, it was one of those ones that I wanted on the list, but if it was there at the end, I'll choose him at the end type of thing.
Yeah. Is this my last pick?
Yes.
It is your last pick.
I didn't plan this very well.
Oh, boy.
I have
You got this.
I have 2 left that I need to decide between. All right, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you the one that I'm not gonna pick first, because I feel like she needs to be mentioned. You already know. The best waifu.
Oh.
Literally
Okay,
the hottest waifu in Fire Force, Makioze.
Yep.
Dude, what a lucky ability she has.
Yep.
What a very lucky ability.
Yeah, lose her clothes easily.
Yep.
And the one I'm picking is Makoto Suo from K, the third king.
Okay.
Respect that choice. Respect that.
Yeah. He's so badass, I couldn't pick Maki over him.
It's a tough choice, man.
I mean, we are going with our favorites, so
Yeah.
she is
Yeah.
it. Could have chose like anybody from Fire Force at this point. Honestly,
Yeah.
everybody's got fire abilities.
Could have a whole list
Yeah, I'm
of them.
surprised no one took Show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was going to, but I don't know. Shinra's cooler.
I
Show's
knew
kind of
I
a little
had to pick
bitch.
first, so
Yeah, he kind of is.
He's got a cool power, though. He does have a cool power.
I respect it. Honestly, there's just some solid lists, so it'll be interesting to see how next week, plays out. This has been a little shorter of an episode, though. You're right, Jake. I
Yeah.
felt like we were running a little, But that being said, I guess we'll move right into our outro to our sober friend over here. See if he can run 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, it's me again?
Did such a good job last week,
Yeah, might as well keep it with
I don't
you.
even remember what I said.
I mean, all you had to do is read.
Yeah, but what you wrote down is pretty boring.
Oh, okay.
You have creative freedoms to do how you wish with the outro. I do that way with the intro. So.
All right. Well, this has been episode 17. We covered Gangsta, John's show. It's our number 2 on our top tier list now. Thanks for tuning in to the Anime Happy Hour podcast. Feel free to reach out to us with any suggestions or kind words. We want to give a big shout out to our overseas fans. You guys are very important. Not to diminish our local listeners.
We're just more surprised than anything.
Yeah. Yeah, your time listening to our podcast is a pleasant surprise to us. We're still getting our legs. We're almost 20 episodes in. We've been doing this for 6 months. It's been a long time.
Close.
Started in
a few months at this
September?
point.
I think so.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so I mean,
Oh yeah, September 1st.
it's been a while, but we're still relatively new. Just kind of still getting the hang of it and learning from each episode. So bear with us. You have any advice or anything, or if you just want to recommend drafts, because we're definitely looking for more draft ideas or show ideas too. You can contact us anytime via our Facebook at just search up Anime Happy Hour Podcast. You can email at us at animehappyhour951@gmail.com. We're currently streaming on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, soon to be Apple Podcast. We're also in the process of testing a few things out to record ourselves and put ourselves on YouTube with thoughts toward possible live streams in the future. So just we appreciate you guys listening in, and till next time, see ya.
Peace.
See you guys.